Hello guys, how are you doing? So this is my first official booktube video. Oh my god. And I'm going to do a book and movie review about The Book Thief. I'm sure this sounds very familiar to you because the movie was released, like here in Spain, it was released like a week or two ago. So this book has become famous again despite having been written like a few years ago. I'm going to talk a little bit about the book without like giving any spoilers or anything, if there are some of you who haven't read the book yet, and then I will tell you for you to know when I'm going to start like talking about things that may be spoilers, so that those of you who haven't read the book stop watching because you don't want to be spoiled the ending of the book. Basic information: the author of the book is Marcus Zusak. He lives in Sydney, Australia. Here it says the #1 international bestseller because this is a really good book. I will recommend you to read this book. The cover is beautiful. It is brown and feels like if it was old paper that has been like damaged over the years, like old paper, and I love the feel of it, although it's on paperback. Here it says now a major film because they have made a film about the book, and the cover shows Death dancing with a girl. Here it says the book thief, and the book thief like refers to the main character of the story, and here you have like all the information. Now it says brilliant and hugely ambitious, extraordinary, resonant, beautiful and angry. There are lots of newspapers and authors commenting about the magnificence of the book because it's really good. I'm going to read you what it says here because I think it's very interesting, and it's like one of the best, like, you know, when you read the back you find summaries and like references to the book, but I found this very interesting, so I'm going to read it to you. It says, here is a small fact, you are going to die. And now it says like a short summary of the book, and I'm going to read it to you really quickly. It says 1939, Nazi Germany, the country is holding its breath. Death has never been busier. Liesel, a 9-year-old girl, is living with a foster family on Himmel Street. Her parents have been taken away to a concentration camp. Liesel steals book, that's why they call her the book thief. This is her story and the story of the inhabitants of her street when the bombs begin to fall. And here it says some important information. This novel is narrated by Death. It's a small story about a girl, an accordionist, some fanatical Germans, a Jewish fist fighter, and quite a lot of thievery. Another thing you should know: Death will visit the book three times. This book has a total of 554 pages, though you read it, I read it really quickly because the font is very big, and there are some pages like with facts that Death introduces, so the book is even shorter. So it feels like it's fat and long, but it really isn't, and it's really a page turner, so you can't stop reading. So it's not like a long, boring book. So that's what the story is about. For those of you who don't know, it's about the Second World War. It's about a girl that is traveling in a train to meet her foster family because her parents are being taken away for being communists, and she reaches her foster family after experiencing a very sad episode, which you will discover the moment you open the first page of the book. And yeah, it's about her life with her foster family, and it's really beautiful, the book. And I think what I liked best about the book is the way it's written. I think that's why the movie like disappointed me a little bit, because I know it's difficult. There was no way of telling the story the same as the book, but the book is narrated by Death. Death itself, it's the one who tells the book, and it's really original, and it's done really well. Death talks a lot of times, and you know, she talks a lot about death, and it's so like interesting and fascinating. Some facts that she says, like some facts she tells about when people die, the way people embrace her. Some fight for their lives while some others just abandon in Death's arms. and it's really, really cool. I loved that. So I think that just because of the way the book is written, like narrated by Death, it is worth reading. I don't normally like books about like the Second World War or anything, because in my school, like the only books we read are about the First and the Second World War, and I'm really tired of that. But this book really seduced me. It's amazingly written. The characters are so loving. You fall in love with each one of the characters. There's Liesel, the main character. There's Hans, his foster father, and Rosa, her foster mother. There's Rudy, her best friend, who you will fall in love with. He's so cute and so nice. And there's also Max, who is a you that will enter Liesel's life throughout the book. I really recommend this book. I give it 5 stars out of 5, and I know that you will like it. It makes you think a lot about your family. It makes you think about your friends. It makes you think about loyalty, bravery, humanity. It has a lot of values, and I think everyone can like extract a message, an individual message from this book. Another thing I loved is the character, the main character, Liesel. You really get to know her, and you really like her. You really get to like know the way she thinks, and you know how she's going to act. She's not like, her character is by any means incoherent. She doesn't do anything that her character is not supposed to do. She's really brave. She's a fighter and really loyal, and I think it's very important when you read a book that you like the main character, because if not, I mean, I've read books where I hated the main character and it was like, can this book finish already? So I think this is a very important point in this book, the fact that you really get to like the main character. Okay, so before I'm telling those of you who haven't read the book to stop watching this video if you don't want spoilers, I have to say this book is so sad. It's devastating. It's the Second World War. It's the Nazis and a Jew and people who hate Hitler. So yeah, it's devastating. It's very sad, and you are going to cry a lot throughout the book. So yeah, those of you who haven't like read the book, stop watching this video now, because I'm going to talk a little bit about like the values and some thoughts about the book. I will tell in the information bar when I start talking about the movie, if you want to skip this part and go straight to the movie part. So yeah, let's head on to the spoiler part. This is for the people who have read the video. The first thing I want to say is that the book was raw pain for me. I cried so much. I think it's the book with which I have cried the most. It was devastating. Yeah, what I say, raw pain, like the ending when all the bombs started to fall and everyone started to die. I was like, this can't be happening. Also, I like that the book had like a purpose. It has a message. I'm starting to dislike a lot books that don't have a message, like a final message. Like they want to teach you something. They want to teach you like a lesson. They want to make you learn something. And this book had a lot of values and messages, and I loved that about the book. Like the fact that you have to be brave, that you can't abandon your humanity, that sometimes you have to risk yourself for those you love. And yeah, I loved all the values the book teaches. Also, I have like my thoughts here. I loved the narrator. I mean, it was amazing how Death said like the colors, like white, red and black, and like when she says I can be amiable, I can be affable, but just don't ask me to be nice. It was so fascinating the way Death tells this story, and I loved when she like tells, and I carried his soul and he embraced me because he was tired of living, or when he says that Hans escaped death in the First World War. And I don't know, like all the allusions Death makes to death, or when she says that war is like her boss, because you know, war is telling her carry more souls, because lots of souls are being killed in the war, so go carry them. I don't know, I totally loved the way the book was written. Also, I really loved the character development of Liesel, like the way she has to adapt to her new life, and she's so brave, and she says, okay, this is what I have to do. I have to install myself with this foster family, and there's a Second World War going on, and I have a Jew hidden in my basement, and I have to act as I'm supposed to. And she's so brave, and she's so coherent, and she's so intelligent, and you really get to know her throughout the book, and I think she's like an example to follow. She really loves her family, she really loves her friends, and she really loves books. So I really loved the main character. Also, the fact that Rudy never got his kiss, like, totally broke my heart. I know they tell you, like, at the beginning of the story that Rudy is going to die, but I kept thinking throughout the story that maybe he would leave, maybe it was a joke or something. Was like, no, Rudy, please. And the fact that Lisa said, I wanted to kiss him, but I didn't, because it didn't feel like it was the moment to, and I was like, go kiss him, because he's going to die. And then when he dies and like Lisa kisses his mouth, it was like, I was crying so hard. Rudy totally broke my heart. He was so cute, so he loved Liesel so much, and he was a really good friend. He kept all her secrets, and he really helped her, and I really loved Rudy, and it made me so sad his ending. I really had the hope that maybe he would leave. I shipped them so much. I'm going to write like an alternative ending where they both live and form a family and are happy together. So sad. Also, talking about Max, the Jew, I think like Max impersonates the Jews of the Second World War, and the thing that surprised me the most was that they really made the Jews believe that they were useless. Like Max was all the time saying like, no, please don't give me food, you don't have to give me food, you don't have to worry about me, I'm the one who is causing you trouble, you don't have to worry. And he was like, oh my god, they have really made him believe that he is useless, that his life has no value. And that's not right. That's like taking off his human dignity, and we are all the same, we are all perfect and amazing, and no one deserves like to be taking all his human pride and dignity. And it really broke my heart the way Mark was convinced that he was useless, that he could as well die. Oh my god, it was horrible, I swear. Also, what I liked more about this story is the power of words. I'm obsessed with the power of words, and you may think that I'm crazy, but I'm convinced that that words are like the most powerful thing, the most powerful weapon in the world. Words can change everything. If you made a great election of words, you can like obtain a lot of benefits, and if you make a bad choice of words, you can like screw your life completely. And I love the way this book really emphasizes in the power of words, the power of reading, the power of stories. Like Hitler convinced all of Germany to go kill all the Jews and to go conquer all of the countries just with words. Hitler didn't like shot people with guns saying, if you don't come with me, I will kill you. No, he just said words. Words. He only used words. And look what he made with those words. There are lots of people throughout history that have used words for good or bad purposes, and I think words are very important, and I love the way this book emphasized the power of words. I also love the stories of the book told by Max, like the paintings he did for Liesel. They broke my heart. Oh my god, it really made me think. It really made me like think a lot about the Second World War, like all the bad things that happened there, all the innocent people that died, and it was really devastating. But it also, you know, we can't live in a world where everything is happy and the color of pink. You really sometimes need to like close yourself, close your mind and think, and like meet with reality. This happened, lots of people died because of nothing, and you know, you have to be conscious of that. And yeah, I also liked, basically, I think the basic value the book taught was humanity, being human. Like, Sometimes people in this book forgot about their humanity and abandoned people they knew they shouldn't, and turned their backs on people they know they shouldn't. And this book really teaches that you can't abandon your humanity even if you are punished for that. I like the way when there was like the parade of Jews. Oh my god, it was so horrible. Hans went and gave bread to a Jew, and you know, he got whipped for that, and he got moved to be a fireman in God knows where because of that. But he was human. He fed someone that was dying of hunger, and you know, I think that's really important. And I love the way little acts in the book really change everything. They show you that you may think that your contribution is useless, but it really is not. So I really love that. So that are like my thoughts about the book. I hope I wasn't boring. I know it's very long, but I didn't want to skip anything. And now I'm going to move to the movie review. Well, I'm saying I love the book. I really love it, and I really recommend it. So let's move on to the movie now. Yeah, I'm going to do the movie review about The Book Thief. I hope I'm quicker because I think my book review was way too long. I liked the movie, but I was disappointed by the movie because I had read the book, and you know that when you read the book, the movie tends to be a little bit disappointing because you imagine it in your head, and then the movie is nothing like the way you imagined it. The characters, I really like the choice of characters. Like everyone was like more or less the way I imagined them. Liesel was perfectly chosen. Hans and Rosa and Rudy and Max, I love the cast. I think it's really good. I also like the scenery, like Himmel Street, and you know, when you can see the train at the beginning of the movie, the war. I think the scenery and the decoration and the ambientation on the 1939 Germany of the Second World War was really good, and that is really important because it helps you like jump into the movie, feel like you are not in the cinema but in the movie watching it. I think that was really good. However, I have to say that the movie was a little bit like boring, like it was so slow, and it was 2 hours like 15 minutes long, and I don't mind that the movie was so long. I love long movies, but if you're going to make a long movie, include more things. There are lots of things from the book that aren't in the movie, things that I liked. For example, Max's stories, when Hans fed the Jew, when they find Max in the Jew parade, the episode with the American pilot they found that had crashed, that Liesel and Rudy find. There are like lots of things that didn't come in the movies, which I thought were very important and symbolic, and I don't know why they skipped those things. I know they can't make it like exactly like the book because it's really difficult and they have to change some things, but I feel like they changed things that were very important, and I don't know why they did so. And the movie like moved on like really slowly. Like Liesel got out of bed, she started walking, she looked at everyone. It was like, come on, you don't have to do it this slow. The book never says this book is slow. So I was like, in the cinema sometimes I was like, okay, yeah, okay. And I think that the book was much more tragic than the movie. I mean, people that die in the book die in the movie, but not the same way. I mean, I normally cry more with movies than with books, but in this movie I cried a little bit, and with the book, I mean, I was in a pool of tears. So I think that the book was much more tragic and devastating, and it's sad, but it's how the book is written, so you have to make the movie feel the same way. And I didn't feel the movie was that sad. My friends agreed with me. The movie was supposed to be more tragic, and I didn't like that much. So I think my overall opinion of the movie is that I like it. It was good. It wasn't like a disaster or anything, but I prefer much more the book. And there are better book adaptations, I think. The characters were okay, the scenery was okay. My overall opinion is that I wasn't fascinated or surprised by the movie. I'm sorry. I really think that you should watch the movie if you have read the book. It's really nice to, you know, watch the movie after you have read the book and comment and discover everything. But if you haven't read the book, please read the book before watching the movie, because if not you will regret it. Like, watching the movie before the book would totally ruin the whole thing. So yeah, finally I have finished doing this video. I hope it wasn't boring. I'm sorry. I will try to make my book reviews shorter. I just didn't know it would take me so much time to say all the things I had prepared. Yeah, I hope you like it, and I will see you soon in the next video. Bye guys, have a nice day.